Junkies!
Thing we've come here to talk about today, the movie-going experience is under assault. And I say that because HBO Max is doing all of their 2021 film slate same day and date as the theaters. Now, we live in a COVID world right now. I understand about that. But some people believe that because of this, the movie-going experience will never be the same. And movie theaters are, if they weren't already on death's door, they certainly are now. GQ, you're a big cinephile. What do you say to that?
I mean, again, you have to adapt with the times. If things happen, like you know, if all the theaters in your area are gone, then guess what? You're not going to the movie theater. But okay.
Snap. Thanks for the follow.
Snap.
Thank you for the follow.
I think we got one left.
One to go.
Yep.
Oh, I'm sorry, 2 to go.
Well, it says 2, but I think it's miscount. I think it miscount.
We'll see.
But I think we got one to go.
I think we got one more.
I think we got one more to go.
But nah, I mean, it's, you know, if all the theaters in your area are closed, guess what? You're going to be watching streaming at home unless you want to travel to find a theater that's open.
I hear you.
But you guys know me, and we've talked about this ad nauseum. But even looking at some of like the audience reactions that they have on YouTube and stuff, nothing beats that experience of like packed crowd, everybody in the same mindset, seeing something for the first time. Like, we all went to go. There's a bunch of movies we've all gone to go see together. Mm-hmm. Endgame and all that stuff aside, remember going to see John Wick 3 and how like, dang,
this dude Preem ain't playing fair
all right,
now.
Preem.
He ain't playing fair now. He's just gonna cheer 800 bits.
He's just whipping all y'all asses out.
Right,
800 bits.
Like,
appreciate you,
come
sir.
on, man. He trying to stay on top of that leaderboard forever.
I see.
Yeah. So anyway.
But no, it's like, remember we went to go see John Wick.
Yeah.
Like, that was freaking awesome to see that in theaters, the whole crowd reacting to just the craziness. Yeah. Imagine going to see, watching Fast 9 with a crowd versus, okay, well, you got me and I got my pizza. Oh, wait, hold on.
400 bits from Marcus.
Appreciate you for the 400 bits, sir.
Oh,
thank you.
Okay. Challenge. Where's that challenge sound bit? That sound bite coming from?
Yeah. But no, it's like that's the only thing that I dislike about premieres at home. Now, granted, what? Wait.
Please read that.
Okay, hold on. Your new follower status has shielded you from the shame of not seeing John Wick. So we're going to let that new follower glow just kind of repel
for real
the shame that
in any other circumstance, we would have lit you on fire.
Right. I'm telling you. Tell you this right now. As soon as this stream is over,
go get John Wick.
Speaking of streaming, you could probably stream it if you got a streaming service, or go to your local store and pick up all 3 of them. John Wick is fire.
Wait, there was a third John Wick?
Yep. We went to go see it at the theater with Mel
Third John Wick, we already saw it.
Parabellum.
Yeah, that was when they were in the
with
desert,
Holly
right?
Berry.
Yeah, he was in the desert for
It's like merging together with part 2. That's why.
I got you, because again, they're back to back. I got you.
Yeah.
But no, like immediately after the stream is done, if you have a 24, if you got, I don't know, whatever. Either way it goes. Who was that?
Oh, that was Preem coming back with another 300.
All right, Preem over there just dropping coin. Okay, appreciate you, sir. Yeah. So. Yeah, go see John Wick, and however you can get it. That's Keanu's, like, Rachmaninoff's third, his Pieta, his pièce de résistance.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's...
Trying to do a Justin Hammer? Hammer run?
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
That was Keanu's, masterpiece of a film series right there. Like, Matrix was good,
but this
God
was so much
dug
better.
it. John Wick is like on a whole nother level. So I'm going to turn it over to somebody else that wants to talk. Because, again, like I said, the theater experience, I can't wait to get back to that. Not for everything.
Right.
But certain things got to be big screen.
Okay. Fallen, what you got to say?
I have to agree with GQ, man. Like, it's like, look, my tentpole movies got to be seen in theaters, whether I end up having a great experience or not so great experience. So even it's like, look, we kind of have to not necessarily bring Infinity War and Endgame in there, because we already know those were more than just movie experience. Those were once in a lifetime events, because it ain't no telling when something like that is ever going to happen again, if ever. So the thing is that you get a certain nuance being in the theater with a collective group of people there trying to get the same experience. And it's not the same as watching it at home. Now, granted, you can have the comfort of your own home. Everybody's there. You probably just throw on the pizza, wait for that bad boy to get through and just sit down and watch a movie. That's cool. Like, I have nothing against that. So that's why I don't. But it's just like it depends on the movie. It really depends on the movie. My tempo movies have to be seen in theater. I can't think of seeing like anything on the same level as a superhero movie, usually any kind of like long anticipated action movie, one of those like really big, even like a Pixar animated movie, a family friendly like animated movie. Like those movies look gorgeous on the huge screen. So I think it's a situation where companies will have to adapt to the times in some kind of way. They just have to find a way to be able to do it and not undercut people who work on the films like a certain company did a month ago. So other than that, it's like I don't think the theater experience itself is dead. It's just up for restructuring right now given the circumstances.
Okay, but so I've heard that you don't think it's dead for now, but what about, Dido, and you speak to this, do you think it's just going to be dead regardless because of how things have changed?
Look, I'm going to tell you something. This is probably what's going to end up happening, right? Because as of right now, we know one movie production company is like, we're putting stuff in the theater, and one movie production company is like, oh, we'll do theater and at home, right? So basically, from my opinion, it's the movie theater experience is not dead when it comes to Marvel movies. We're gonna be there. We're gonna be sitting in them chairs. We're gonna be wearing our masks. We're gonna be social distancing, whatever. But we're gonna be there for those Marvel movies. DC, you can keep your movies coming on streaming. I don't care, because seriously, you're not giving me anything to go to the movies right now. And if you're gonna keep putting stuff out like Wonder Woman, the first Wonder Woman was so good. That was a theater movie that was worth going to see in the theater. Great. This one was just, it literally was like, I felt like I was watching Linda Carter Wonder Woman, and it's not a knock on that at all, Linda Carter, but it felt like it was out of its time. Mm-hmm. Not saying because it was 1984. It's just the way they did that movie. It was not like their other movie. It was not like the movie previously. Right. Well, they didn't do much except for that freaking chase scene.
Well, not even that. It felt like her character didn't progress.
Yeah,
because like you saw what she was like in the first movie, obviously. So that's the beginning. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That wasn't the first time we saw her, but that was the beginning. And then you saw what she was like in Justice League and Batman and Superman. And then it's like you get this middle point, and it's just like
nothing correlates at all.
Like, which Wonder Woman is this?
Yeah,
I'm like, she was hardcore in the first movie, mm-hmm. and then she was still pretty hardcore in Justice League, and it's just like this middle ground is like
she kind of just softened up.
Yeah, she's super soft. I'm like, dude, Steve, you're just gonna take over this dude's body and have your way with them, knowing full well he's somebody else.
Yeah,
that's messed up. I'm gonna let you finish that.
It was just when it came to that, and like a lot of the movies, like I'd like to see Mortal Kombat in the theater, but it's not like I have to see it in the theater. It really does depend on the movie, and just my mindset right now is like if it's coming from Marvel, I want to see it in the theater. It's coming from DC. I really don't give a care. And
that's bias. That's so much
it
bias.
Is,
but it's deserved. It's deserved.
It's just they're not putting stuff out there saying come see in the theater.
But hold on, real quick. Taking it away from even the comic book films, we all went to like a private screening of Tenet.
Yeah.
Would you consider Tenet like a movie that would have pulled you into the theater, or would have been like you would have been good with that on screen?
I see. The thing about Christopher Nolan movies is that he puts stuff in there to make you feel like the soundtrack, you feel it. For a lot of the stuff when it comes to the scenes that they're going on and what they're doing, that's a movie that it's a theater movie. It wasn't. I don't feel like I missed anything if I didn't go see that in the theater, but it does feel like a theater movie because he's making movies for the theater. That's why I was kind of pissed off and I was like, "Oh, wait, what? What are you doing?" But it does really depend on the movie because there's been some movies I went to go see in the theater. Like, not trying to hate, I liked Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. But I could have watched that at home.
And that's fair. And that's fair. I mean, like, Tarantino movies, his action movies, all day long theater.
Yeah.
Because, like, Kill Bill, I could never imagine watching Kill Bill for the first time at home.
No,
It'd be like, Like, what?
Yeah.
I mean, now granted, the movie's still great, but when we all went to go see it in the theater, or when we went to go see Grindhouse is another one.
Another one.
Because it's that recreation of the double feature, from the drive-in and all that. So I think the theater experience is truly, like you said, dependent on the film itself. Like, there's going to be stuff that comes out. Like, for me, any comedy, I can watch that at home. I do
100%.
not have to go to a theater to see a comedy.
Dude, last comedy we went to go see though was that Sausage Party, and that didn't need to be
Oh,
watched
yeah,
out in the theater.
the animated show.
Yeah, the animated one. Sausage Party was just so.
That was crazy.
It was really crazy, ridiculous. People walking out of the theater because the dumbasses thought it was a kids movie for whatever reason, even though it says rated R all over
I mean,
the
it's
place.
like the rating system is lost on parents these days. I'm
But-
like, what
They
the
don't
heck?
pay no attention.
Yeah, but
Hey.
I
They don't
didn't
pay no
have to-
attention.
I didn't have to watch that in the theater.
Yeah, they don't pay no attention. All right, so I'm running a poll right now in the chat. I'm probably gonna get ready to close it just so I can see
Oh, so
what
that's why
everybody
you
in the
wasn't
chat.
saying nothing.
Partially,
Okay.
but I wanted to let you guys get your your thoughts out. So my thoughts on the whole matter is much like you. There's certain movies you have to just see in the movie theaters. You just have to. Like Tenet. There's certain even say for the sake, even though I'm not interested, but if it was in theaters, I would go. Zack Snyder's the Zack Snyder Justice League cut. I would go see it
Which
in the
has
theaters.
been announced as a
make an
4-hour
addendum
movie,
for
not a
that.
miniseries.
Right, and I would
Yeah.
still go see it. Why? Because he shot it on IMAX cameras for a certain experience. You don't get that sitting at home, no matter how big your TV is, no matter how good your sound system is. I want the full experience. So for certain movies, if it's The Notebook, yeah, I'll see it at home. If it's a spectacle movie, I gotta go see it in a movie theater. You got to.
Hold on. Have you seen The Notebook?
You're watching
Many
you're
times,
watching
actually.
The Notebook?
Hold on.
I never seen a Notebook.
Hold on. So, you've seen The Notebook many times, but
Oh my
Fifth
God!
Element,
Stop!
Fifth Element once.
God damn it!
Oh god.
You opened yourself up for that. You mentioned The Notebook. You could have picked any other movie, but he picked The Notebook, and he's seen it multiple times. We just saw Fifth Element once. Stew on that, chat. Stew on that.
It happens sometimes. Even though me personally, I can't think of any super popular movies that I have not seen.
That's like you not seeing Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah, I've seen it. I want to see that in the theater.
Heck, hey.
Gosh, that's what I want to see in the
If
theater.
the theaters get desperate enough, we might be able to squeeze and be like, hey, we doing the Big Trouble in Little China Saturday.
I would
private
love that.
screening.
I would love to see that in the theater. I love to see Aliens in the theater. I'd love to see.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of movies that I missed because, of course, I was too young at the time to see those movies, and then movies that I know that I could have watched, but I passed them. I don't know why I passed them because, even when I was a kid, I would go to the theater by myself because the local mall that doesn't exist anymore had their movie theater, and I would go there and watch movies by myself. Some of them weren't really good movies. Like, I don't remember the name of it, and I don't remember the actor in there. He was a black British guy, but he wasn't playing a British guy in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I
You
can't
wouldn't
remember.
be talking about Idris Elba, would you?
No, it's not Egypt. This was back in the 90s.
Okay.
I think he also, if you remember the TV show, he used to come on PBS called Chef. I think that was the actor, but I can't remember.
Barack Obama said King Kong versus Godzilla better not end up like Batman v Superman.
And dude, I'm telling you, I was in the chat and I said I would riot if that happens.
Hey,
I've been waiting for this movie. I don't know how long.
hey. Last
Where's
Godzilla was
Mothra,
not
man?
good. It was better than the one that came before with Matthew Broderick, but even still, it wasn't that good. I'm just
Are
gonna
you
be
talking
straight
about Godzilla or King of Monsters?
Godzilla.
Okay, the first Godzilla, not King of Monsters.
King of
Okay.
Monsters was pretty. King
Yeah.
of Monsters was better.
Any movie with Charles Dance, I'll give it a pass.
Yeah, King of Monsters was just it was a slow
It had
burn.
problems. Yeah, it had
It
problems.
was like he's kind of sitting there.
Yeah,
like
it had
oh,
problems.
It's like great, I'm seeing something, but
the
then you
action
get-
parts was really good.
Yeah, no,
the
exactly.
action parts
But like
was
you
really
get to the human part, and you're just like they're sitting there
fucking
figuring
human
stuff.
element
And then
always in
they
these
sit-
Godzilla
They
movies.
sitting there
That part
figuring
is
stuff
annoying.
out.
Yeah.
I'm just like they sitting there. Oh well, this little thing, radiation. It's like, could you get back to when Mothra and Godzilla
Right.
charge up and
Now, see,
destroy?
the only time the human element in a Godzilla movie was good was back in Terror Mecha Godzilla. That shit was actually good because it had a nice alien subplot, and they were using Mecha Godzilla to kind of take over the world.
Right.
And Godzilla and the other monsters were fighting against that, but the humans were also fighting too. That was the only time the human element in a Godzilla movie was actually good. Everything else is kind of like, I don't care about this.
And again, like I said, I get it. You have stars. You got various people that are in the movie. You
Sure.
gotta give them their shine and get your money's worth. But damn it, like this Kong versus Godzilla, I better see 5 people in the film throughout the entire runtime of the film, and it better be Kong and Godzilla knocking buildings down and throwing down. Like, if that's what that movie better be.
Speaking of Godzilla, the King of Monsters, anybody else just really wanted to put a cap in Eleven's mom? Like, I wanted to kill her.
Yeah, she was.
She was stupid as hell, bro.
Look,
She
dude,
was
it's
annoying.
like it was just like, look, what in what scenario did you think anything that you do that you thought this was the right move? Like, I mean, look, the movie's what, like almost 2 years old now, I think.
Yeah,
Mhm.
just about.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like came about, and it's just like, dude, like your whole thing was, release all. I think it wasn't
Release
all. It was
all the monsters.
was it just all? It's just like, why would you think that was a good idea in any aspect? Y'all already hanging on by a thread, but y'all, it's, to me, that kind of defeats the purpose of a person like being a quote unquote environmental terrorist. Like, that doesn't make. It's like you guys are basically ensuring your own extinction. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, that's why Captain Planet always is weird to me. I'm like, your whole thing is you want to destroy the Earth that like you're living on, and you can't go nowhere else right now,
Bro, you know people don't get, because we live in this world where they're doing the same. They don't
again,
even care.
I get it, but again, since it was a cartoon, they had to ramp it up to 1,000, and it's just like, this is your plan? Okay, have fun.
Yeah.
Driz T out of the chat said, how about the Demon Slayer movie? I guess as a theatrical release.
Yes, the Demon Slayer movie is the most highest grossing movie in Japan.
I'd like to see that.
The Mugen Train, and you will get your chance because actually, Fathom Events I think is doing a release like they do for most of the anime films. Mugen Train is coming out in February, I think, in the theaters.
Oh, wow.
Limited release. So
Oh, I hate those limited release things. Don't you think anime is big enough to get wide release nowadays?
not for every one of them.
I mean, okay, so back when in the late 90s, early 2000s, I was a proponent of saying Dragon Ball would do great. Maybe not at that time, but now Dragon Ball does not need limited. It could get wide release
Well,
and be super.
The Broly
popular.
movie wasn't super wide, but it was fairly wide.
It should have been.
It should have been wider.
It should have been
I think
like
it should've been wider.
every other movie, like everywhere playing.
I think the only how long was the Broly movie? I forgot.
I think it's a
like
real
an hour
movie.
and a
It's the
half.
it's the
like an hour and a
longest
half. That was the
out of all the
Like an
other
hour and a
ones.
half, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well, I
it's an
think
hour and a half.
Yeah, I think that's what the issue always has been. Because remember, all of those like Dragon Ball Movie 7 and all those, they're always like 50 minutes long or whatever. So a theater, especially at that time, that would have still been running on a projector. Running a projector for 50 minutes and then turning it off is like, is that really getting your actual use out of it?
Double feature.
Yeah, exactly. Then you'd have to double feature it, but again, you know how that goes. It always comes down to how many tickets can they
I
sell.
think what it is that because it's like only certain titles are like really popular here to where folks like would be willing to go out and see it. It doesn't really get that push as much as Japan does. Now, if it's like more consistent to where it's like either people are more familiar with a certain series or something like that or whatever, and it's like, hey, this is coming out such and such or whatever, I think people will be willing to go see it because it's like if the last 3 Dragon Ball Super movies like all did well, the My Hero Academia movies did well, and of course you have some showings. Now, one thing I would have been interested in seeing is when Final Fantasy VII Advent Children came out, if they released that in theater instead of home video when it first came out. That would have been interesting.
I think they could have got away with that, but what killed them was Final Fantasy. What the hell?
Spirits Within?
Spirits Within.
Within.
Yeah, that kind of killed them.
We were years removed from that, though. Like everybody knew
No.
this was based.
See,
on
that's
seven.
that's the problem with a lot of stuff in executives. You have one bad taste in their mouth, they'll never do it again. They do not care because Square actually kind of made that movie themselves, and it almost killed them. They were looking. That's probably why they merged with Enix is because that movie almost killed them. So
That's it. And here's the worst part. All they had to do was just take one of their games and translate it to the screen.
I know, right?
Trying to
know,
get
right?
all, big, huge. I'm like, come on, man. This movie does not make any sense. Only thing you had that translated over was Sid. And then, talking about materia. That was it.
All right, y'all.
Hey, we hope you enjoyed that clip. Make sure you check out our live content on Twitch. It's twitch.tv/culturejunkies. We also have a lot of content available on YouTube, unboxings as well as Blu-ray reviews. And you can support us on Patreon, patreon.com/culturejunkies. And on top of all of that, if you go to culturejunkies.net, you can check out our merch store. The link is culturejunkies.net/merch. There's a lot of great merchandise there. So there's links and logos and stuff all around me. So check those out, and we will see you next time.